Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for Imaginary. Now, I'm having to do this review somewhat on the fly. My camera has stopped working and I can't figure out why, so why not just do it on the phone? Weirdly enough, it has a better camera. So there we go. Imaginary is another horror movie by Blumhouse, and it's all about imaginary friends, as you can imagine. This wonderful family, cliched, moves into an address, a house, and a young girl befriends an imaginary friend, a teddy bear named Chauncey, and everything goes wild and crazy from there. Except, not really. This film is very, very cookie cutter. It's very bland. The core concept, the idea is quite interesting. It's almost like a dark kind of Alice in Wonderland nightmare, and funnily enough, the central child actor is called Alice, the character in this film. And fundamentally, the problem with this film is that it's not fucking scary. What's going on with horror movies at the minute? They just seem to be riddled with cliches, riddled with exposition, and my god, there is an awful amount of exposition in this film of just people explaining shit. All too much. But the problem here with this film is, yes, the idea is interesting, could be good. It's just completely undermined by shoddy world building, shoddy exposition, and cliched shit that we've seen time and time again. It's almost a really big shame, to be quite honest with you, that this film just kind of falls away into cliched jargon. I mean, what are we even doing with horror movies? Yet again, we have, jumping into a parallel universe, an imaginary universe in this film towards the end. So everything just trundles along unnecessarily throughout the first half of this film. We're given brief glimmers of this young girl interacting with this imaginary friend, and it doesn't really go very far with it. It doesn't really push the envelope in terms of like creating a weird, tense atmosphere of stuff happening and ideas changing. There's a brief interaction with her and another character that almost sets the tone, and they don't do anything with it. They don't do anything with it. It flitters away into the ether, and it just takes far too long to get going and to get interesting. And then when it does get interesting, it becomes a generic mess of everything we've seen before. It doesn't really play up to this idea of this imaginary world too much. I mean, they go in this realm, and I'm doing full spoilers here because I wouldn't want anybody to watch this film. This imaginary realm is supposedly the realm where all children's imagination, arrives at this place, and they create, the worlds are created and ideas are created. But wouldn't it be fucking carnage from a child's imagination? It would be carnage and terrifying. My imagination when I was a child was absolutely bonkers, and it still is, because I'm a crazy person. So wouldn't an imagination land created and cultivated by children and then harnessed and used by these fucking beings be utterly fucking mental? Wouldn't it be chaos? Wouldn't it be absolutely terrifying? But no, it's bland. It's the stuff we've seen before. Dark areas, fucking hidden doors, and this kind of crap. No, what are you doing? Create something interesting. And that is further undermined and underwhelmed by pointless scenes where yet again people sit down and the plot is explained to them in order to try and eviscerate any kind of response from you as an audience member. It's yet another old lady explaining crap that you're just not interested by at that point in the film. All you want is for something to happen, something terrifying to happen, and instead what we're given is an obvious monster design. Yet again, there are hints throughout the film of a spidery creature from drawings. Again, they're always drawings, aren't they? Come the end of the film, we're presented with this spider monster, and oh god, we've seen it before. We saw it with It, fucking 30 odd years ago, the Tim Curry version. What? Have something interesting. Where is your interesting design process? And it doesn't look good either. It doesn't look good. It's flat. It's almost like a lackluster TV show design. Like, how much, they're spending little money on this, and well done to them, Blumhouse. They've got their absolute, marketing and financial philosophy down to an absolute T. Create these films at low cost, thrash them out, and get maximum returns, and they do. And some of their films are really fucking good. I've reviewed them before, but if you're after, and this is the fundamental thing, if you're after horror in your horror genre, you will not find it in this film. You will not find it. There's nothing horrifying. There's nothing scary. There's nothing even tension building. The tension just isn't there. It doesn't come up. We get some okay acting from the child actor, but everybody else is like the promoting some kind of, I don't know, ice cream on an advert or something. It's drab, and I think what's equally egregious is it's almost as if this film didn't really go through any process of further drafts or reworks, rewriting, reshots, anything. It's just as it is, which is fine, I suppose, if you just want to thrash the film out and get some kind of dollar. But it's wooden. It's wooden. It's cookie cutter. It's boring, dare I say. And that is egregious with a horror movie. A horror movie where it's boring, lacks horror, lacks fear, tension, is just a fucking waste of time, isn't it? To be quite honest with you. So, I cannot recommend this film at all in terms of a horror perspective. If you're a massive horror fan, there are better films out there that have done similar things before. It doesn't play up to any of the ideas or the concept that is permeating through this film. It's really disappointing. It's on the nose. The girl's called Alice, and she goes into this realm, but they don't do anything with it interesting, and it would have been superb if they had done. What a waste of time. utterly lamentable from my perspective. It's not scary. It's messy. The dialogue is terrible. The writing is awful. The cinematography is what it is. It's all dark and miserable and nothing creative. It's it's imaginatively lacking. In a film called Imaginary, it's imaginatively lacking. I can't even speak anymore. My voice is going. So, what do I say? There's nothing more I can say about it. Leave this film well alone. Stay away. Go and spend your money on Dune 2, which I kind of wish I had done, but time and the missus wanting to watch Dune 2 means we've not been able to see it yet. So, there we go. I'm not going to leave this review here. I'm going to give this film a 3 out of 10. God. Early in the year, horror movies just don't do anything, do they? They're just terrible. Terrible sort of, we need to buff up the financial books for the rest of the year, so we'll release it now. Yeah, there you go. The only thing horrifying about this film is how much time they waste explaining everything, only for it to be completely uninteresting and generic. So there you go, a generic waste of time. Imaginary, 3 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends, family, whoever it is. I do appreciate all the recent subscribers and all the interactions I've been getting on the channel, even if a lot of you didn't like my review for Spaceman. I'm sorry, I don't like Adam Sandler. It is what it is. I'm a bit delirious at the minute due to not feeling very well, but thank you very much for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this, hopefully when the camera works again. But there we go. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.